Hello and welcome to my first episode of Adventures at Your Doorstep. I would like to take the chance to do this video to kind of introduce my channel, kind of tell you a little bit about what my thoughts are behind it, what my plans are for this channel, what my plans are for the videos I'm about to shoot, the stuff I'd like to do and to show out to anybody who's interested and is watching some of the videos in my channel. So what brought me to open up this channel and buying a camera and having the motivation to go out and shoot some videos pretty much during the corona pandemic, like most of us. Watched way too many videos, first of course on the streaming platforms we all know, then sooner or later ending up with YouTube, having my, I need to say, real first contacts with vloggers down there. Hadn't seen many of them before, mostly used YouTube for tutorials, hadn't had any vloggers I watched a lot of. So I came in contact with some of them. I really liked what they were doing. Of course, some of you know some of them, and you know the videos where they're traveling around, like let it be Eastern Europe, let it be South America or whatever places we mostly haven't been before, and we saw them having their adventures there, walking around there, exploring new stuff and showing their contacts with the local people and everything. So it's nice to watch, but for the most people it's not possible to do the same, right? Because most of us, we have a job 9 to 5, we need to make our money. So it's not like we say tomorrow, okay, I don't work anymore, from now on I'm a vlogger, I shoot videos in country X, Y, Z, and I'm living off of this from now on. So still, somehow I had the desire to try it myself, not only to watch them, I somehow wanted to feel how it is to do it the same way, to have a camera, to hold the camera most times into your face or around you. Of course, there's times when you walk beside people, talking into the camera, experience what it is like this. Didn't do this so far. Sorry for the noises, I'm pretty close to our local airport. But still I thought about how can I manage to do this, and then I remembered places we played when we were childs, what were our adventures when we were little, and I remembered some stuff from the woods we played in, from the lakes we had, from all the historical places we have all around us. So I tried to make the name program Adventures at Your Doorstep. I'm recording this like 3 or 4 kilometers from my doorstep, and I just wanted to make this first video from here, as I found out about the place right behind me. I'll tell you more about this in a second. So I guess the kind of roadmap for me is historical places, just because we hear about them a lot when we grow up, and it's always kind of interesting to me, and so that's why I chose to use this as a roadmap. And as I found out already, I was 1 week in the Normandy and visited places from the D-Day landing, so that's not directly my doorstep, but somehow it came that I had a week of holiday and I tried to start there, and I really liked the experience. I thought it was a good choice because not many people there. We are now in the middle of April, still a little bit fresh. Today it's 19 degrees, that's okay, but still. So not so many tourists, it's not overrun, and I could walk around there quite by myself. Now this is a place where I pretty much can do it most of the time as well. And so to show you the little bit of the roadmap of the first videos I'd like to do from here, and I think I start to tell you a little bit more about the place behind me. So, like I said, I'd like to use historical places to kind of start my journey, to shoot the first couple of videos. And the first place I'm about to bring to you is this, well, not so dramatic little hill you can see here. You can see some side stones, and to be honest, I drove along here quite a lot of times, because right behind there it's our local airport, and there's also the ice hockey rink where I'm pretty active during the winter times. And I found out the history about this place way later, and I thought I'd choose this point as a starting point, just simply because probably as a historical part to touch, this place goes way back most in time from the places around my home. And the place I'm standing at is an ancient grave from the early Celtic area. They are dating it back to way 6th or 5th century before Christ. So it's like 2600 to 2500 years ago. And as you can see, this is the little hilltop. This is the area around it. And well, so it's for sure there's history going a long way back in my area, and it's kind of interesting to touch it, to explore it. They luckily put an info board down there for people to find out. And well, why they never told us about this place in school? Maybe because they found this place already around about 1845. That's where they make the first diggings, right here. And that's pretty much how they found the place. So that means they had the hill and they cut the hill on top, and that's the place around it, and that's what they found inside, right? That's the burial place. That's also cut there. Hügelsheim, that's the name of this city right here, the village, and that's what they found inside. So then, on a similar grave, also in this area, they found, for example, these rings, and like from bronze and silver and iron and stuff like this. They can pretty much exactly date back the time when this stuff was fabricated. So that's why we know this is going back so far in time, right? And to have such a culture here means this place was kind of important, right? Otherwise, why would they have settled here, and why would they have buried their people here? And this is not a grave for regular people, right? This is like for the leader of the village, the leader of a bigger group of people settling here and having their living here. And what we can see here is part of the northern part of Blackwood Forest, and that's the part where I'm going to continue the journey from here. As you can see, it's pretty near. It's also only a couple of kilometers. Somewhere down there we have the city of Baden-Baden. Maybe some of you have heard about it. That's pretty much from history side and from the timeline the next furthest part, I would say, because there we have some Romans that have been there. They had left their prints there. We have parts of an old bath. We have some, I guess, city walls. Of course, you have some street stuff and like that. And then coming to the part of the Blackwood Forest. As we say, the place here was already crowded, and I think the same you can say for way later periods, going back then to early medieval times and stuff like this. So already in these regions we have about one castle there, one castle over there, and then there are more, but I'm not sure from here where exactly they are, but that gives you a sense about the importance of this area. And I thought, and I hoped before I could show it from here already a little bit better. I think I would need to do this a little bit later on. But still, they had the castles there, they were sitting there with their knights and their horses. And pretty much this is the way going all the way down, you know, on the side of the mountains, going south, direction of Switzerland. And from there you have the Alps crossing into Italy, and to the other side over there it's coming to be France and going down to Spain. So a lot of the ways their gods came into Europe, came later on more in the north. They had to pass on by here. And down there we have the Rhine River. You can see a little bit of a mountain there. That's already France, and that's the Vosges Mountains. I will have a higher spot later on to show you a little bit better. So, of course, coming back to the castles, that's why they built their castles there. They could control the whole area here. They had the look onto the streets. They could pick the money from the people going by there with their goods to let them pay for using or moving through their areas. And on the same hand, it was a protection against attacks by other knights, because if you have your castle high up in the mountain, it's way harder to attack. It takes a way longer time to somebody to come towards you. When I show you the look from above there, it's even more obvious. And then you have the whole land in front of you. You can see for kilometers and kilometers any movement coming towards you, and you can react to that. So pretty much that's the motivation behind it. Not just sitting in front of the computer, watch all the guys having their fun on YouTube. I just thought, damn it, give it a try. Pick up camera. You have an interesting history-wise environment right at your doorstep. I can do even only on weekends videos by only driving a couple of kilometers. And like I said, so much history around me. This part of Germany, having the Rhine River just in my back, with France, so much history also there. Having luckily a real good relation nowadays, but going back in time, well, there had been times when it was not so quite good. So I'm back at my car. I know it's only the introduction video. Still, I have one more stop for today to give you a look and an overview of the area here, to kind of use this as a goodie to keep you with this channel, to keep you interested, and to hopefully make you come back, check out further videos, further stories, further adventures, exploring places. Well, the teaser I wanted to give you will not be as impressive as I've planned it, but I didn't check the internet, so I didn't see that the castle I'm at is closed at the moment. And like I can read on the sign, the place itself it's in private hands, and they at the moment haven't opened. I'm not sure about the reason. So here I'm standing in the entrance area of this castle without being able to enter. And if you have ever seen those ancient castles, maybe you saw that there's the main castle, and really often they have an area with an extra wall right in front of the entrance. So most likely you have kind of two gates to pass on by, first on the inner part, and from there you can check again who is coming, and you still don't have them in the castle already. And the same is, I will show you the lookout in the main direction, but as well they have a backside, so we have some looking spots here where they could look out on their backside. And even with those spots in those kind of fortifications where you can fight some attackers and you're not completely exposed to anybody shooting at you with what weapons soever. Still, I think it was a good idea to come up here to start. Even I don't have the complete historical background of this castle. I think just as a sneak preview and as an idea and as an example, you can plan what you want when you start your adventure. Mostly there are things coming not planned, so just go with the flow. And I still found some interesting stuff on the outside to show, to give you a peek. That's part of the wall, right? Already broken. Down there is the way that leads up to the castle. This thing since the beginning. And within or between, I should say, between the trees you can already see some green glimpse, and around about there it's the horizon. So I don't know the exact elevation, but we're a couple hundred meters above sea level, coming from down there. And on the way down there I have some more better looks to show you where we are and where we would look at if we would have been on top of the castle. Would have been a little nicer view, but like I said, there are 2 or 3 castles kind of the closer area, and there will be one open. And for those who like to walk in the forests and stuff, we have here the markers where you can get from here. Some other places to see, some other places to explore, including a museum, Unimog. It's belonging to the Mercedes-Benz group. That's one of their utility cars, right? And they have a special museum for them. Well, so the only thing to explore is the outside. Like I said, it would have been a top where we could stand and then have a clean look down there. The mountains around it, going all the way there until there, and then over there is all the flat land, like I explained. I guess from here it's a little bit hard, but I can promise there's the Rhine River in between there. And so in my narrow region here, it's all about small villages, going also way back a couple of hundred, if not 1,000 years. And then a little further north, we can take a peek from here. That's the city of Karlsruhe. Right, already a little bit bigger than the small villages and the city of Rastatt, which is down there. And a little hard to see because now it came a little foggy, but as you can see there on the horizon, that's what I told you, that's the Vosges Mountains, that's already France over there, and they're having their way all the way down there. We'll see, surely sooner or later we have an episode from there as well, but this is still the teaser of what's to come. Like I said, you see up the ground rock there, and that's the rocks with what they built these castles. I know a place around here, that's where they broke out those stones, those rocks from the mountain, and they brought it here. But still, if you look back to the times with what kind of tools they did it, horses and carriages and stuff, that's pretty amazing. And then bringing it up like from down there several hundred meters up here, how long it took, but still. And then have the outskirts of the castle, the top, and surely you can look over these trees, and then you see, I don't know how much degrees are these, but that's pretty much like, I don't know, 120, 130 maybe, I'm not sure, a lot. And like I said, on good days you can look over into France and the Rhine River. In these old days, I would say, if it's a place where we can show this later on, the Rhine River was kind of a wild river, so came melting season from the snow from down in Switzerland and Austria and whatnot, and the water went up, and maybe after this season the water went back, but the way the river was flowing already changed, because it took its own way, right? The power of water is immense. So we're still here on the outskirts, and that's what I meant. You can see, like, this is natural rock from the mountain here, and then you see the difference, same here, and then you can see on top of this they built the outskirts and the base of this castle. Pretty interesting. And like I said, if you want to conquer them, to take over the castle, maybe you can see how steep it is down there. There's no way. We have only this small way. So, like they say, a small number of arms and high position can easily be protected against big number of arms. If they cannot spread out, if they cannot use the full force of their bigger numbers. Another outside wall already broken down, but still ending on the natural rock side. I don't know, is there one more interesting spot on the back side? That's where we started. Yeah, you see the iron fence there, the handrail, I would say, leading up to the entrance, and that's into the castle, and that's behind the wall there. It's where we started. This round trip, that's where we look down. So here's the back side of the castle. This is the entrance to the castle, like a small income between the mountaintop here and the mountaintop there. So you're looking down there, overseeing all the way down there, but the accessibility sorry, to the castle itself, it's really, really narrow all the way coming up here. And that's how plenty of these castles in this region were built. And there's much more history also in the the woods in between here, like I said, there's this one place where they broke out all the stones. It's interesting to see, and you can see, like, well, we have a mix from kind of this shape of wall where you can see these are stones worked with tools, and you can see still the natural shape, and then you can see how they already started to form the basic shape of these blocks of rock, and then they brought it here, and I think the final shape it got here, and it was put into a piece of the wall. Right, so that's the teaser, one of the castles, more to come. I think that's even one of the smaller ones we have around here, while there's one which is not existent anymore. But from the ones you can normally take a look at, that's the smallest. That's it for today. Well, not exactly all for today. I just came down from there. That's where the castle was. Driving down there the backside, and I wanted to take the chance to give you this sneak picture of what I was talking about. So there's the side mountaintop I talked about on the left from the castle, and then if you have a free view, this will be what we're looking at. Right, a lot of free land. We were coming from approximately around about down there, where the Grave Hill was. And that's the area which we would have overlooked. You would have overlooked from top of the castle. So that's what I was talking about. The high position, great overview, complete control over the whole area. Well, and that's pretty much the playground for next couple of adventures I try to pick up, and most of the adventures happening while you're out and about, so that's what I'm doing. And now to really finish this video, remember, life is short, make the most of it.